need to surf every day, but when I surf, I need it to be powerful, I need it to be strong. It doesn't have to be big, but it has to have power. The biggest surf I ever surfed was still January 28, 1998, at a place called Log Cabins in Hawaii. They called it Biggest Wednesday. It was 45-foot waves, which account to a 90-foot face these days. So that was the biggest surf I've ever seen. Some people say, are you not scared of anything? It's not true. I am scared of certain things. If you don't have fear, you are clinically insane, which I have been accused of, but things scare me like cats. A cat, a little cat with it up close, I don't know, something scares me, it's going to scratch my eyes out. Cats don't like me and I don't like cats. What scares me is something horrible happening to my children. Losing them before I go would be a big fear. I think the reason a non-surfer should watch storm surfers is to give them a real taste of what it's like to surf a bigger wave. You don't need to surf to understand, you will feel it. It's like an interactive movie. The proof is in older women. I've had a 67-year-old lady crying to me, going, I feel like I finally surfed. It's for everybody. And it's not too Hollywood. There's a story in this movie as well. So you can get to ride the surf and enjoy a story, have some fun, laugh, and live, you know? You live the movie. In surfing, the equipment has changed. The tools to find the surf has changed. The internet came, that's changed a lot, which has increased the population of surfing bigger waves. Anyone can look at the internet now and it's down to, they tell you when and where it's going to be big. Didn't have that years ago. You had to sort of guess and there was a lot more exploration. The best surfer in the world is the one who's enjoying surf right now. The feeling of people say, oh, what's it like to ride a big wave? Or it's the same feeling you get to ride a little wave. Same part of the brain, but obviously the best surfer in the world that competes is Kelly Slater, without a doubt. The only Italian surfer I know that competes now is Leonardo. He's a good kid, he's smart, he's intelligent, he speaks 7 languages, I think. But he's humble, and I think he has a good head on his shoulders to compete on the world tour, and he just got second recently in the world amateur titles, and I think he's flying the flag for Italy. I mean, Italy should be very proud of him. I came to Italy 20-something years ago with my first wife, who's half Italian. Yeah, we came here before my first child was born. Yeah, it was beautiful. Went to Viareggio, went to Rome. I love Italian. I love it. It's, you know, funny thing at school in Australia, they used to tease me and call me, hey, you're a wog, which is this sort of derogatory term for an Italian. It's not nice. They call me a wog and I was upset. But as I grew up, I was like, you know what? I want to be Italian. The best food, the beautiful women. They have the most amazing place, the art, the culture. You know, they're an amazing race of people. And I'm proud to be an Italian. If you want to call me that. I'll have to stop surfing someday, I think. I don't know when, but I always contact with the ocean. You know, I will never stop the contact. I will have to stop riding with the waves I do now, for sure. My body will not handle too much. But you can surf till you're 80, I think, you know? Smaller waves, longboard. I want to be dead in the water.
Vi ricordate di Paolo Bonolis con la felpa con la scritta gialla Boom? E del gioco degli spaghetti?
Un pochino di mostarda, sale e pepe,